What is up, everybody? It's your boy Roll Chris. So in today's video, I want to give you guys another discussion topic, and I want to talk about the card AntiSpell Fragrance. And in my opinion, AntiSpell Fragrance is one of the hidden gems of the format, and for good reason. So I'm just gonna shoot straight to the video. AntiSpell Fragrance is really good in this format. At my most recent tournament I went to, vlog dropping Sunday, by the way, I did really well, and I attribute that to Anti-Spell Fragrance. Really simple effect for you guys that haven't played with the card before. You activate it, preferably during a draw phase, so that way your opponent don't have anything to change outside of quick play spells. Both players have to set their spells while it's face up on the field, and they can only use their spell until the end of the next turn after they set it. So the whole key of this card is go first, set up your board, set the anti-spell, activate your field spell if you got Fire Kings, pass. During your opponent's draw phase, flip up anti-spell, GG, no read, because a lot of the decks resolve around spell cards. And honestly, like, that's how I was winning a lot of my games coming into the side deck matchup. Going first, it gives you a real big, huge advantage, because if you're the player who flip up the anti-spell fragrance, even though you have to set your spells first, going after the turn you activate this card, you're in a really good position. So like, say for example, in decks like Fire Kings, where you really just want to activate your island to get those searches off, because a lot of your effects are really resolving off the monsters. Flip anti-spell, they don't have a Cosmic Cyclone, they are screwed, because now they're gonna have to set their cards, activate their monster effects. If they don't have a way to like use their monster effects to like get rid of anti-spell fragrance, and then if they have a deck like Abyss Actors, for example, that really abuse the back row for spells, they're just gonna have to pass. Or if they're using Fire Kings, if you're playing the Fire King mirror match, for example, set up your Fire King, activate your island, set the anti-spell fragrance, flip it up during the draw phase. If your opponent is playing the Snake Ass build and they don't have any of the deal ballers or stuff, or a way to get rid of anti-spell fragrance, they're screwed. They're just gonna have to look at their hand, pass it over back to you. You got your island, you're just gonna win. The card is really good, really insane, and it's fairly budget. There's multiple copies of it, so you guys don't have to worry about spending an arm and a leg to get you guys a copy of this card. And outside of Fire Kings, for the mirror match, like I said, it's really good just going first. It's really good in the branded matchup as well as the Rescue H matchup, because branded, obviously, branded fusion, they resolve that. They're gonna be in a winning position. Rescue Aces, same concept. Now they do have traps they can use. They do have monster effects that they can use. But a lot of I sided it in against Rescue Aces, and it helped me win the game, because my opponent literally, a lot of his spells couldn't do anything. Another deck is good against Runic. You flip it up against Runic, they don't got any spells to activate right away to get rid of it. They gonna have to set their field spell, which is the Fountain, and pass back to you. And the reason why I'm talking about this card now is because I noticed a lot of players in the TCG just looking at deck profiles online and deck lists that are posted on Facebook aren't really citing this card. In the OCG, however, which is where I got the idea from, because I mean, it's a good card, so I guess you can't really say who had the idea first. But for this format, OCG is a little bit ahead of us with the Fire King metagame, and a lot of Fire King players is citing Anti-Spell Fragrance in their deck. Really, the card is insane when you go on first, or if you go on second, you're going to be in a really winning position to just get you there. Like I said, the card has multiple printings, it's really good. And honestly, it forces the Cosmic Cyclone to target it. When you flip it up, let's say if you're playing Fire Kings, for example, right, or whatever deck you're using, and you have an important back row, if you flip it up in their draw phase and they have Cosmic Cyclone, they're gonna want to flip the Cosmic Cyclone and the Anti-Spell Fragrance because if they don't, they're gonna lose. Same thing to be said about anything else that you're gonna side in, like a Floodgate, for example. Like, that's the thing about Floodgates that a lot of people don't talk about, right? When you have Floodgates in your deck and you have other important back row, let's say for example Fire Kings and Fire King Island. If I know my Fire King Island needs to stay on the board and my opponent really wants to get rid of my island because they really kind of have a mediocre hand, and I flip Anti-Spell Fragrance, they're gonna waste that Cosmic Cyclone on the Anti-Spell Fragrance. The reason being, if they don't, they're gonna be 2 turns behind me, and I'm just gonna win. And the only really con about Anti-Spell Fragrance, in all honesty, y'all, real talk, is for one, Cosmic Cyclone out is a thing. So while Cosmic Cyclone is good because or any back row destruction like MST or whatever that would force the destruction on the Anti-Spell Fragrance, it can also be a drawback because if your opponent has a good hand, then they're just gonna get rid of that card, play through your field, and just go burr, GG, no read to you. But also another con is a lot of the time when you flip Anti-Spell Fragrance, you can lose, and the opponent can just come back and beat you because, let's say for example, right? You flip Anti-Spell, your hand is kind of mid, pass. Your opponent draws their card, pass. You draw a card, pass. Your opponent draws their one monster they need to start a full combo. Now your own card is working in your opponent's advantage. Now, that's another con about the card. But overall, to wrap this video up, because I don't want it to be too long, I think Anti-Spell Fragrance should be in every player's side deck because it's just that good. So tell me what you guys think about this video. Comment section down below. Like the video if you're new here. Are you guys gonna run Anti-Spell Fragrance on your side deck? Have you guys tested it out? Let me know, because I personally think it's really good. I attribute it to helping me do really well in my case tournament that I did recently, well, where I top 8'd. Because I'm in regionals prep right now, y'all. So I think this is the prime time to just test out all the old format staples, because you can never really know what's gonna be good. And like I said, players are running this card, so that just lets you know that a lot of people, it's tried and tested for the metagame. And with the release of Bonfire being a thing, flipping the Anti-Spell Fragrance 100 draw phase is going to protect you guys from a Bonfire. So pick up your copies if you guys don't have it. This is your boy Rogue, and I'm signing out. Peace. See you guys in the next video.